Hey, what's good, dog? So today we're going to be talking about the Storytime community. Just kidding. We're going to be reacting to a video talking about the Storytime community. So I woke up this morning and I was thinking about all of these Storytime animators that I used to watch in middle school, like the Amazing, Illymation, we all know what's going on with her right now, The Odd Ones Out, Something Else YT, Domix, all of that stuff. And while I was observing all of their view counts to see how much they fell off in the 2020s, I came across this video right here that showed up in my recommended, you feel me? And also, side note, I look on his channel page, I look at his banner, look at his OC, like he's literally copying my bit. That's literally the hairstyle I have in my profile picture, and he has round glasses. So given the choice to either talk about stupid celebrities or the Storytime community, I picked the Storytime community. That's what we're doing here today. So let's not waste any more time. This video is going to be super long, I'm sure. So let's just get started. Here we go.
Storytime animation. What an insane era this was on YouTube. I don't know if you guys remember it, but there were dozens, if not hundreds of different channels, all making the same type of content. And for a lot of people, this worked out very well. This new meta on YouTube during 2014 to 2020 was killing it in the algorithm, and tons of channels got successful on it. This video is going to serve as a retrospective on this chapter in YouTube history, including all the drama, history, and the aftermath of some of the animators and what they're doing now. We begin our journey many years ago, with arguably the two biggest pioneers of Storytime animation on YouTube, and those YouTubers are Domix and Swoozie. A lot of people mistakenly think that
Heck yeah. You are not a true Storytime animation fan if you have not watched either Swoozie or Domix. I remember watching Swoozie way back in like the early to mid 2010s. It was wild, bro. He made the best videos about Disneyland and all that stuff. And then I discovered Domix in like 2017, and goodness gracious, he is one of the GOATs! He is one of the GOATs! Anyway, I just need a flex that I'm OG, I know who those two people are and what videos they've made. So anyway, let's continue.
Swoozie kicked things off first with his ever so iconic Confessions of a Disney Employee. This pretty new format of narrating a personal story in a comedic way, with the backdrop of some art and animation, really made the videos pop. By the way, did you guys know that Swoozie is f***ing 43 years old? Yes, really, go look it up.
Say what? Let me say what? That's crazy. I don't know if you can tell yet, but I'm reacting to this video with a whole bunch of nostalgia going through my brain, and so I'm getting hit with heavy doses while going through every single second of this.
Now, Domix would make his first Storytime animation about a year later in 2012, talking about relationships, which is a common theme throughout his channel, and both are still going strong to this day. I
used to do animations, but not all of them were Storytime. I did some Storytime animations, and I am not comfortable showing you because they're so old and so poorly made, and I don't want that out there. I know there's still videos that are public, but I am not putting them on this channel here, okay? I'm keeping them on my old channel.
Alright everybody, it's time to play Why Did James Delete These Videos?
Woo!
With your host, Ryan Ricci. I have no idea why. This video is totally fine. I guess out of embarrassment? I don't know. This one seems to be for very minor reasons. A common thing that James and many other artists do is that they draw Asian people with coin slot eyes to recreate monolids, which many Asian people have.
I do that now.
Some took offense to this as they saw it offensive to draw Asians like that, so he probably took it down for that reason. Not really sure why, to be honest. The best I could come up with is embarrassment, but come on. Don't be a coward, James.
Come on.
Everyone pisses themselves at one point.
I actually have a story about peeing myself, and I told this to my English class recently when we were talking about embarrassing moments in like early school years. So in kindergarten, I forgot to use the bathroom before I went onto the bus when we were driving to the school. And so I was playing my Nintendo 3DS, playing Super Mario 3D World, and I had the biggest urge to pee in my entire life at that point. I was 5 years old, and all I could do was jump up and down on my seat, just making sure that that pee stays inside of my bladder. But nope, before we reached the school, I was sitting next to one of the assistant teachers that rode the bus with us and stuff, and she was talking to me. I was playing my game, she was watching me, and all of a sudden, all of this pee just comes out, and it's going all over the seat, and some of it leaked onto her jeans, and she was like, bruh, don't worry, we'll clean it up. She was so calm about it. She was such a trooper. Another time I peed my pants was in first grade. So I was doing work in class. The teacher had this separate activity that was going on at the same time as everyone else was working. So she would call back a certain amount of kids to go to the back of the class and do some activities at the back table. And this table had multiple seats. Let's say that there's 5. There's 5 seats, so 5 kids could go back there at once. And so as she called me back and 4 other people, I had to sit in seat 1. Okay? And so, of course, this is a pee story. I peed my pants at my desk before she called us back because I didn't want to raise my hand and ask to use the bathroom. So I sit in seat 1 in the back of this class at this table here, and I got that seat wet. But the thing is about this activity is that all of these kids had to rotate through each of these seats. And so I had like the worst luck that day, okay? So we rotate. I sit in seat 2. I get that seat covered in pee. Seat 3, that's covered in pee. And then 4 and 5, covered in pee. And these kids around me, when they would sit in my wet seat and stuff, they would be like, why is the seat wet? That's suspicious. And I would turn to them and I would say, maybe they cleaned it before we started this activity. Yeah, maybe it's just water. And nobody ever found out. Nobody ever knew that I peed my pants. That pee is probably still on those seats now if they've never alcoholized it and cleaned it. So yeah. See, James, it's not so bad. We can tell stories about us peeing our pants as kids. My story is probably 10 times worse than his story. I probably seen that video before he took it down, but I'm not sure. That's a fun story time that I will share for you today. And speaking of school, I actually finished my last day of school yesterday, and so I have yet to go through the graduation ceremony and get my diploma. But basically, I've basically graduated high school. So anyway, let's continue.
James makes a joke about migrant workers.
Instead of 8 maids a milking, get 8 migrant workers. We got it.
So this video had
That's
to go
wild.
too. Sadly, this was taken down because some cupcake munchers decided to turn the acronym MAP from Multi-Animator Project, which is what it should always be known as, to minor attracted person, aka given the second meeting.
Yeah, come to think of it, I actually haven't seen very many videos recently with the map term in parentheses over like an animation project. In fact, I don't really see collaborative animation projects in general anymore. Like, that's kind of crazy. I guess people are just less social, and especially the animators. They just want to do the work themselves and make their own videos instead of collaborating with other people and networking and branching out. Oh my goodness, no one's going to grow as a channel anymore because of this. Thanks a lot, minor attracted persons. You ruined collaborative animation projects for everyone. I hope you're happy. Here's your medal.
He also makes a 9/11 joke in the baby names video and makes fun of gingers in the riddles video.
What? Why would you make fun of gingers? They're literally the best species of human. Did you know that Ireland only has 9% of the population as like melanin deficient gingers? Like, that's crazy. They're literally the ginger capital, but only 9% of them are gingers. And then 2% of the Netherlands are ginger. That's crazy. And then like 4% of the United States is ginger, and so that's like 18 million people. And so there's more gingers in the United States than Ireland and the Netherlands. And did you know that gingers get all those freckles because they're not used to being in the sun? When they are in the sun, they burn. Normal people like Mexicans or like white people that are used to being in hot temperatures, they cook, and so they get tan. Gingers, they become red. And so sometimes they'll get a bunch of freckles because their body tries to make all of this melanin, and like they can't put the melanin all over their skin, so they make these freckles to compensate, but it barely works anyway because it only covers a fraction of their skin. At least I think that's how that works. Maybe I'm wrong, but those freckles, yeah, gingers make them because they barely have any melanin. It would go all over their skin, but it just don't make enough. You see, I might have made fun of Illymation in the past for being a ginger, but the truth is that I love gingers. Gingers are the best, okay? They're better than brown, blacks. Wait, hold on. Ginger hair is better than black hair, brown hair, blonde hair, and white hair. That's what I'm saying. Okay, let's continue.
Weirdly enough, his music video called Life is Fun, featuring Accused, Law Oblivious Groomer,
Oh, I remember that.
including merch of his character you can find on his website.
Yeah, I remember hearing about the Boy in a Band drama of him grooming that chick or whatever. I never actually looked into it because I didn't care, and also the drama wasn't big enough for me to make a video about it myself because, you know, again, I just didn't care. That was like at the peak of James's career. There's no way he took it down. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, it's still up. I'm bugging. Never mind.
You see, at this point, Jaden was the only member of the animation squad not to have done a face reveal. And the reason why is actually really heartbreaking, which is talked about in more detail in a very personal and serious video she made on her channel.
She had anorexia,
in the video,
right?
She mentions that a certain someone in her group was vlogging and blatantly showing everyone's faces for all to see when the video was edited and published. One of those faces being Jaden, who specifically told him afterwards that she did not want her face in the video at all, even offering to edit the video herself to blur out her face. This certain someone decided to say nope and uploaded the video uncensored to his
Oh, that's
channel,
wild.
even using tags and hashtags like hashtag face reveal and hashtag Jaden face reveal
Oh,
to
heck
bait
no.
the audience into clicking the video. This incident happened many years ago, so I think it'll be fine to talk about it, but yeah. It was Alex Clark.
We made a poll. You had to pick between Mr. Incredible, Jaden Animations, Lincoln Loud, and Rebecca Parham. I love all of those guys. They're all so good. And then the second poll was for what that character would be doing. He had to pick between shaving a body part, crying while eating a pizza, riding a pig, or dabbing. Let's see what happened. Let's find the results.
Oh my gosh, Twitter looks so different at that time.
It's awesome. That's gonna be so good. I hope she doesn't have to shave her back or something. Cry eating a pizza. All right, the votes are tabulated.
Man, that's like classic mid-2010s edgy humor. Like safe edgy, that is. I'm not like saying he's like saying the N-word or something, but you know. But I think this is a good example of someone learning, and that someone being Jaden Animations, to learn to stand up for herself, alright? She needs to assert that she does not want her privacy to be, like, violated. Because Alex Clark, he's an entertainer, he's a YouTuber, he's a content creator. He needs to do that thing in order to get that bag, you feel me? And so he's going to lack that self-awareness until you point it out to him. And so, you know, you're either going to let yourself get bullied by someone that's bigger than you in many different ways, or you're going to let them know that there's going to be consequences on their end for choosing to mess with you. Be the alpha, don't be the beta.
Now, I don't exactly see how mocking a person with an eating disorder is rebuilding a relationship, but who knows?
Jaden Animations, cry eating a pizza. If you want to see more animations like this, definitely leave a comment down below. Or if you want to make this into a GIF and send it to Jaden herself, I'm sure she'll love it.
Oh my
I know
gosh.
I do.
Actually, we do know that's not how you do it, because Jaden saw this on Twitter and commented, "This is rather insensitive to my past and what I've gone through."
Amazing.
Neither myself or anyone who saw the video before posting remembered that Jaden had struggled with food in the past, and we posted the video not realizing how insensitive it was.
So the animation squad would later gain some new additions like Tim Tom and Something Else YT around 2016 to 2017. During this time, we also saw the rise of many other independent Storytime animators like Emirichu, Sugar, Scribblejuice, Katsu, and Illymation.
Sugar was another peak channel, I swear. She made so many bangers that I loved rewatching. Like, she made the FNAF animations those many years ago. Those were peak. And then she started doing the Storytime just like everyone else. And, oh, they were peak. And she made this one Storytime video where it was her talking about her experience being a Mormon missionary. And she, like, twisted her ankle or something. She took it down, so I'm going off of memory. She twisted her ankle, and so she had to, like, survive, like, the next few weeks or months just, like, chugging along like a broken choo-choo train, going to all these doors, teaching the Book of Mormon to people, and she just wasn't having it. Like, she sounded like the most miserable missionary I've ever heard in my life. And I talk to missionaries all the time, and they're always so happy. They're always putting up this, like, personality that makes you want to learn about Jesus all the time. And so I had no idea that there would be a missionary out there that was so bloody miserable. And she actually left her mission early, I'm pretty sure. And so she went back to her church at home, and they're all like, "So when are you going to go back on your mission and finish your service? Like, that's crazy, bro. Why did you come back early? You're such a disappointment." I don't even think Sugar's Mormon anymore by the looks of it, but that was like the lowest point in her life. And it's such a shame she took that video down, because I'd love to rewatch it, but it's very personal, and so that's probably why she took it down. Anyway, Katzune was another channel I watch. I'm still subscribed, and they barely upload anymore. And the reason why I say they and not she is because they became trans, okay? They got, like, the hormones and surgery stuff, and so now they're a dude. And they uploaded a video showing their face, talking about the whole thing and how they got schizophrenia. That's kind of funny. I mean, it's not funny because it's a legitimate issue, but whatever. And yeah, they took it down, and their new name is Michael, non-binary he, they. But yeah, if I'm being totally honest, the day that this channel fell off was when they first came out as gay, because ever since then, they just couldn't stop making videos about gayness and transness. Like, it was getting so tiresome. I heavily debated for a long time to unsubscribe from Katzune, but I just never did, because they barely upload anyway. Amarichu posts kind of consistently nowadays. She posts all kinds of videos looking at like Japanese themed cafes and stuff, and they're kind of interesting. I'm not really a weeb. I'm not really into Japan, so I watch these videos anyway. I'm very open-minded. I like learning about things I don't care about. But yeah, some of these videos, they kind of juice. They still juice. Like, they don't get odd ones out level of views, but like still, like, she's doing them, and she gets her money, she gets paid, all that stuff, so it's all good. She's probably one of the most successful Storytime animators that kind of but not really fell off, but they're still, like, juicing, so yeah.
Although, as you may remember, one particular member seemed to attract the most amount of drama out of any of them. That member being Speechy. Speechy was very different from the personalities of nearly all other Storytime animators. In one video, she says this.
Now, let's remember 12th grade. Like I said, all of a sudden, the same people who ignored the poor 14-year-old sitting alone on the cold concrete, all of a sudden were interested in her. Now, this annoyed me. I never sipped on that dumb bitch juice, so I wouldn't play into their games. Some from my old high school may call me mean for my behavior towards them when they would be friendly. But I saw right through that shit. Where was this interest in me when I was completely alone in 9th grade, Nowhere, because I had nothing to offer them. I was just a weird 14-year-old who drew and wrote fan fiction in her free time. Now that I was a 17-year-old with a growing YouTube channel, I had something they wanted. So, what'd I do? I was rude to them, biting back at them, snapping when they talked to me.
Goodness.
Sorry, but I'm not
How are you
going
admitting
to accept
this
your
stuff?
fake friendship when you ignored me for 4 years.
And it seemed like she was becoming overall a better person as time went on and she matured.
I hope so.
Well, a few years later, we got the reason as to why she acted the way she did before. It turns out, Speechy was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder.
Of course it's a personality disorder.
Oh, Jaden faked her face reveal. In summary, it's a petty and overly harsh hit piece on Jaden, with points that make no sense at all, and attack her for no reason, claiming that her issues were all fake. For example, he claims the tone of her face reveal video is manipulative, because she talks with a more upbeat and energetic voice in her regular videos, with him also calling her out for having a less structured and messy art style for it as well.
In Jaden's regular video, My Random Thoughts, you can see she is energetic, sarcastic, and awkward. And for her art style, it's more structured. And, at least compared to the other video, is in color. But for her face reveal, she sounds depressed, is slow to talk, and she likes to end words or sentences with a dramatic break for effect. And as for her art style, she only uses the colors blue and black. And as for the line quality, it feels less structured, as it looks more like scribbles rather than a formidable drawing, like the other video.
Wow, Daft Pina, it's almost like it makes sense to talk in a more serious tone of voice, and portray your struggles with mental health in a visually metaphorical way.
That just kind of reminds me of my original Professor Teague's videos on this channel in like 2022 and a little bit of 2023. I just found things to complain about just so I can make a video for the week. For some people, it's so easy, but also so hard to force yourself to be negative, and in the end, you don't make any valid points because you're just making stuff up to get mad about. But yeah, I can attest, it's just an obvious ploy to get drama stirred up on the internet and get your name out there so people recognize you and stuff. Negativity garners a lot of attention, and so, you know, it's good either way, even if you're making good points or not. But at some point, you're gonna not find fulfillment anymore, and so you're gonna want to up the quality of your talking points, or even your editing or whatever. And so that's what I did at some point. I don't know exactly when, but you know, my channel isn't perfect, but I know it will never be perfect, alright? All I can say is that it's absolutely better than how I started when I first started doing the commentary stuff. Before that, I did animations and reaction videos.
All you need to know is that Daft does not have a good reputation in the community. At least he did
I'm
back
sure.
then. Recently, he seems to have wiped some older videos off of his channel that I'm hoping he's not proud of anymore, and also rebranded to Dove and Draws. Nowadays, Daft seems to be on good terms with most of the people he made videos on, assuming that he apologized in private and such. He even met up with Tim Tom in real life, and they both
Oh, that's crazy. So back in 2018, when I was like 12, I made a rant video about a furry. I'm not going to say her name. This is a story for another day, but I'm just going to give like a quick synopsis. I complained about how her videos just seemed kind of cringe, and you know, I was filled up with hormones and negativity at this time, so I just needed to lash my anger out on another creator and then get a bunch of views out of it. The video got like over 100 views and it had like 10 dislikes, which was more dislikes I've ever gotten in my entire life at that time. And the person that I made the video on, they actually saw it and they complained. I mean, not really complained. They rightfully gave their criticisms like, you don't really have the right to complain about these things because, you know, this, and this. And so she convinced me to take the video down. And so I did. And then I apologized. And then we were on good terms. I made her fan art. I joined her Discord server. I talked with her sometimes. And it's all good. To this day, we have no beef. Do I still think that her animations are cringe? Yes, in a lot of ways, especially now because I realize that furries are degenerates. And obviously I still talk with them in like VR chat and stuff and even on Discord sometimes, but I do not agree with their lifestyle in any way. But it's why do I have to make a rant video about all of them? You know, it's fine. I can hang out with them whenever I want. I mean, I make rant videos every single week, so nothing's changed.
I will give Daft Peanut props for one really good video he made, specifically on one, I guess technically two channels, those channels being Fox Goodman and Matt Spicer. Fox is a very interesting character in this whole thing. His channel is very clearly inspired by The Odd Ones Out, a little too much. His character stills are essentially just traced from James directly.
Why is he
painted
black?
Being nicknamed The Black Ones Out. Not to mention even more tracing from James. Just overall bare bones and low effort content that has no soul or passion behind it. Well, there's a ton of evidence to support that Fox Goodman and Matt Spicer are the exact same person.
Whoa.
Their voices are nearly identical.
You can see the frequencies match up despite the voice change.
Jaden Animations.
Their upload schedules are almost always one after the other. Their content is the exact same.
No
Alex
champion is
Clark
considered
going
a
up
true
against the
champion
odd
without
ones out.
defending
We
their
got
belt at
ourselves a
least
chess
once.
boxing
So if
match,
you happen
everyone.
to
So
beat
let
Golden
the
King,
epic
the odd ones out in
introduction
a
for
chess
these
boxing
guys
match, Prepare
begin.
yourself, Alex Clark.
We are back in action, my
How's it
friends.
going, you
I'm
guys?
so glad
Welcome
to see
back.
you back.
So,
And
it looks
holy
Their art style is the exact same, etc., etc. Everyone is convinced that these two are the same person. He created a GoFundMe to raise $100,000 to reveal both him and Matt Spicer's face.
And the only way to prove that Fox Goodman and Matt Spicer are not the same person is with a double face reveal in one video.
No.
But in one condition. This is where GoFundMe comes into play. I want to raise
no, that's suspicious.
$100,000 out of
That's
this
suspicious.
GoFundMe.
This obviously
100,000?
never happened. Sadly, Emi Richu had to deal with a stalker that did a lot
Wait,
of
what?
what I described. First,
I didn't know
he
about
decided
this.
to contact her friends to try and meet up with her. Obviously,
Oh,
that
no.
didn't work. And people don't exactly like being used as stepping stones to meet someone. So already, this is not looking good for him. He would then draw some not safe for work of his character in Emi Richu, doing it,
Oh.
which she obviously did not take too kindly.
You see, I did have a female friend in middle school at this exact same time that this happened, and she taught me how to draw slightly lewd things, and I was kind of uncomfortable at first, and then I just got used to it because she always just made me do it. But she never went as far as made me draw prawn, okay? Especially between me and her. Like, we were bloody 12. But yeah, that's crazy. You're trying to be friends with someone, or even like meet up with them at least, and you draw prawn of them with you and your OC doing it? Oh, that's crazy. Not even I stooped that low when that exact same chick that taught me how to draw lewd stuff, I ended up having a crush on her. That's like a whole story for another day as well. I have a lot of stories behind my brain here that I'm just saving for when, my second channel gets super boring and then I can tell them.
He started to follow her throughout the convention.
Oh no.
One of his family members, yes, his family was there, asked if she could take a photo with him.
Oh my gosh.
Reluctantly, she agreed, hoping that he would fuck off afterwards. He didn't, of course, and approached her for another photo at a fan meetup
Oh
thing
my
she
gosh.
organized.
Help! Help!
He made a video about the whole convention, and of course put featuring Emi Richu in the title.
Now this surprised and scared me at the same time because this was the first time that I've actually met Emirichu. I'm not even kidding. I was so surprised, my walk...
Whoa, the animation isn't even that bad. What the frick?
Oh shit! But it was all good. Okay, moving on.
And Emi Richu even commented on it, telling him to leave her alone. Thankfully,
Oh my
he seems
gosh,
to have
that's
matured
crazy.
and learned his lesson from this whole thing.
It's stories like these that just make me sympathize with like these large YouTubers that are like 1,000 times bigger than me. Like gosh dang it, like even Dream, like having these stalker fans that just go wherever you go and they try to figure out where you are all the time and what you're doing. It's so schizo. Like when I did the interviews and the YouTube shorts like last year before I had to take them all down because I got suspended. Like all these kids that I would interview, like later on throughout the week, they would just come up to me, like when I'm just chilling with my friends, and just like, "Oh, Professor Teagues, what do you think of black people?" And like I just don't know what to say because I'm not recording anything. I'm not in character. I'm just like being myself, and I'm like, "What? What the frick did you just say to me, my dog?" And then they see I am infinitely more boring as a normal person rather than being the Professor Teagues character, and they just like lose interest. And so, you know, these stalkers, they see these YouTubers in their videos, and so then they meet them in real life, and they're like, wait a minute, these people are boring as frick. Or even sometimes, in extreme cases, the YouTubers are actually rude as frick, and they're mean to their fans when they meet them in real life and stuff. It's crazy. It's always good to have lower expectations when you want to meet a YouTuber in real life at a convention, rather than putting them up on this gigantic pedestal where they're going to be like so charitable when you meet them. Like you meet Mr. Beast for the first time, and you're going to be like, oh, can you give me $1,000? I'm trying to put it towards college. And then he's like, I mean, if I give you $1,000, I have to give everyone else $1,000. Like, what are you trying to do, bro? Again, it's just so schizo. Let's continue.
Step 1. Name yourself something like animations or tunes or whatever. Step 2. Design your character to be a white blob with black eye holes, a pullover hoodie, some hair that looks like this. Step 3. Create your first few videos talking about something mildly inconvenient that happened to you, or how much you hate school. Step 4. DM the odd ones out begging for a collaboration, and pray to the YouTube gods that he says yes. Make sure to put virtually the odd ones out in the title and put him in the thumbnail, even if he has like 2 lines. Step 5. Watch your video gets 100k views and you get a few thousand subscribers from the Odd Ones Out fans. Step 6.
Let's go, boys.
Keep making videos that slowly dwindle in viewership, realizing that shows from bigger YouTubers aren't just a single way to keep an audience.
Let's go.
Step 7. Abandon the channel, as you aren't pulling the numbers you wanted. You realize that creating good videos takes a lot more effort and time than you initially thought.
Yeah.
Aww.
Aw, that's so sad.
Look who just lost her 15 minutes of fame.
Aw. I have never done a collaboration with another commentary YouTuber on this channel yet. I really should. It's something I think about in the back of my mind, but I just don't know who to reach out to. I'm just like kind of shy. Like I don't want to like get in people's like business and stuff. So like, you know, I'm not like that important. But in all reality, it really would help my channel, and I'm not really a good business strategist for not trying to collaborate with people, am I? I don't even tell people to like and subscribe anymore. I don't know how much that is hurting my channel in reality. Maybe it's hurting my channel a lot. I'd probably have 10,000 subscribers right now if I told people to like and subscribe. And also, YouTube updated a thing where if you shout the word subscribe, the subscription button on, I think it's on mobile and desktop, it glows. And then, yeah, it's really cool.
I mark the downfall of Storytime animation content, starting with one of Senior Pello's best works he's ever created.
Senior Pello?
Being every Storytime animation.
Oh my gosh, I remember that video.
July 30th, 2019. If you haven't seen this video, then please go watch it. It's one of the funniest animations and satirizations I've seen on YouTube.
I know.
In short, the video is a parody of almost every known Storytime animator there is, incorporating a plot that sees the animators fight the critics, until the ball bursts in and tries to stop the animators from reproducing. Obviously, I'm being hyperbolic. I don't think Senior Pello actually caused the downfall, but the video might have made audiences think, haha, yeah, there are a ton of Storytime animators out there. Sadly, for some reason, this video really pissed off Aaron Hansen of the Game Grumps, who took it upon himself to defend the animators. Even though the video is so lighthearted and goofy, it's nearly impossible to take seriously.
I gotta look into that. I didn't hear about that.
This is mean. I got made fun of like this all the time when I made cartoons, and it fucking sucked.
Oh, here we go.
It didn't give me a thick skin or make me a better artist or make me think more about what I was doing.
Man, shut the frick up, Softy.
The fact that all the people patting you on the back for this cartoon are old school Newgrounds types with very few STAs commenting speaks volumes. You can use this thread to pretend it's all in good fun, but it's not fun. It's mean. It hurts. These are kids who are all creating, sharing themselves, and trying to find a way to belong. This video only serves to segregate two groups of individuals.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna bring back civil rights.
By people who desperately want to connect with one another. Wow, Aaron, I seriously don't mean any harm with this. I don't mind them making their stuff. Yes, it's with jokes and stuff, but the last thing I want is to hurt. I even watch a few STAs. I even tried to imitate the style of animation to respect that instead of, haha, they don't move.
Thankfully, Aaron and Palo have been on good terms ever since this incident and talked it out privately. Palo even posted this as a response so the drama could end. And we're all done. Thank you so much for watching this whole thing.
Oh, there you
I
go.
spent a lot of time working on it, so you seeing this really made it all worth it.
And me
Sorry that
reacting
this
to
video
it
took
makes
so
it a lot
long.
more
I
worth
didn't
it.
realize how extensive the history of this era was.
Well, that's the video. For some reason, he did not mention the Illymation drama, which is kind of slightly disappointing, but whatever. If you've made it to this far into the video, I have made some videos about Illymation, about the think before you sleep stuff and the stuff before, where she talks about abortion and autism, all of that, you feel me? I never actually said this dude's name at the beginning of the video. His name is Reichi, all that stuff. I probably pronounced it correctly. One of those instances. This was such an amazing and informative video. This was actually a really fun watch, and I did cut a lot of it out, and so I will link the original in the description and the top comment of my video here, so you can watch the whole thing yourself. It's not very long. I get to upload a video this long on my own channel, so I hope you all had fun. Sub to the second channel, follow the Rumble, Instagram, Twitter, X, TikTok, and join the Discord server. I'll get to working on that Miami vlog for the second channel. If you remember the Scotland or San Francisco vlog, and if you enjoyed those, then Miami vlog is coming. I graduated high school, so I got this whole summer break to myself so I can edit the Miami vlog. Alright, follow all the social media. Bye-bye.